Honey, I have to tell you something.
What?
I signed up for a challenge for YouTube. Want to know what it is?
How to be nice to your husband challenge?
No. Waking up every day at 5 a.m.
Yeah, right. Why'd you even sign up?
Waking up every day for 1 week at 5 a.m.
Honey, you're not going to be able to do that. Why don't you do something realistic? Why don't you even try 7 a.m.?
Honey, 7 a.m. I have to be at work at 7:30.
Exactly. You have to walk to the end of the bed, so you usually get up about 7:25. Faith.
What?
Lola says she's going to do this challenge where she has to go up at 5 a.m. in the morning. Do you think she could do it?
No. She turned off the alarm clock and stays sleeping.
Like every day. Usually Lexi has to go turn her alarm clock off for her, don't you?
Yeah.
Lex, do you think your mom can get up at 5 a.m. every morning?
I mean, like, I can,
Exactly.
but she...
KK, I have a question for you.
What?
Do you think I can get up every day at 5 a.m.?
Yes.
She's going to do a challenge, and she's supposed to have to get up every day at 5 a.m. You think Lola can actually do that?
No.
Were you just trying to be supportive, Chels? Oh, you're so nice. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Laura and this is Small Stuff Big Family, and today you guys are going to join me on my week-long challenge of waking up every single day at 5 a.m. Now, I have to preface this by saying what my mornings are typically like, because then you'll understand why this is such a challenge for me. I work from home right here in this desk, and as you can see, here is my bed. There are some days where I have to leave the house and go to meetings or do inspections and things like that. But I would say at least half of the time, if not more so, I'm sitting right here at my desk. My start time for work is 7:30 in the morning, and I'm not kidding you guys when I say that most of the time I will roll out of bed about 7:20, brush my teeth, go to the bathroom, pour myself a cup of coffee, and then sit right down here to start working by 7:30. I stay up late most of the time, and that's why I thought like this would for real be a real challenge for me. This video is in collaboration with some of my wonderful YouTube friends. We've got Marie from Moreno Moms, we've got Alex from Mom's Madness, we've got Sandra from Sandra King, and then we've got Haley from Robin Haley. And we have made a playlist of all of our videos for this challenge in the description box down below. So be sure to go and check them out and watch their videos. Subscribe to them if you're new and never met them before. They are wonderful, wonderful ladies, and I'm so thankful that they decided to join me. So now let's get into the challenge itself. I did take video clips throughout the week to show you what my mornings are like getting up at 5 a.m., how I'm feeling, the things that I did with the extra time in the morning, whether it felt productive or not, and just overall sharing with you how the challenge went for me. So let me play those clips for you now, and then afterwards we will come back here and I'll share my final thoughts with you guys. So let's get into it. Good morning. It's day one and it was a success. My alarm went off at 5 o'clock, and then I also I did hit the snooze a couple of times. I never really fell back asleep after the first time it went off though, so I might as well have just gotten up the first time. But I got out of bed by the third alarm, which was at 5:15, so I'm calling that a win. It was completely dark. I mean, I knew it was going to be, but like, I'm just not used to getting up that early. There's always like at least a little bit of sun at the times that I'm used to waking up, which is usually right about now. When I got up, I was trying to be as quiet as possible. I filled up my big water jug so that I could get started on drinking my water for the day. I was up before our coffee maker even turned on. That's how early it was. I'm up so early the coffee hasn't even been made yet. After I filled up my water, I did some YouTube stuff. I finished editing a video, and then Lexi actually came in. She woke up at like 5:40, and that's crazy. She's never up that early. What are you doing up so early? Mommy, Say it again.
Because so I
You wanted to be up with mommy. This early looks. You want to do some yoga? So that was a little bit of unexpected time this morning of having time with her. I started doing some yoga. She did it with me for a little bit, and then she kind of got distracted and went on to play with her sisters who had woken up like about halfway through my yoga. Mark got up, he got ready and went to work, and that's where we're at for day one. So I will call that a success. I'm not super tired today. I did have some trouble like sleeping last night. I don't know if it was like just anticipating having to get up early and wanting to make sure that I did. I woke up at like 12:50, 3 o'clock. The most annoying one was 4:45. I woke up at 4:45. I was like, really, I couldn't have slept like the next 15 minutes until my alarm actually went off. So annoying. Not only did I wake up several times, but we stayed up too late too. So I have a feeling that I'm going to be crashing at some point. Like this is gonna catch up to me because I did not get very much sleep last night for sure. So tonight's plan is to go to bed a lot earlier than I did last night. It was like 11 o'clock before I went to bed. So even if I had slept straight through from 11 to 5, that's only 6 hours sleep, which is not enough for me. I need at least like a solid 7 hours for me to feel good the next day. But anyway, so I don't feel too terrible now. I am gonna pour my coffee. The girls and I have a spa day, which you will also already see before this video. So anyhow, day one is done. Good morning, it is day 2, and let me just say that I killed it this morning. I was so productive. Let me just tell you, my alarm went off at 5, and I did the same thing that I did yesterday where I hit the snooze a couple of times first, so I didn't technically get out of bed until 5:15, but I was up at 5. I slept way better last night, so I think that helps a lot in like how productive I was able to be this morning. I also didn't have to do any YouTube things this morning, so that gave me a little bit more time to do other things. I went to the bathroom, and then I did like answer some comments from yesterday's video, but other than that I just put my phone down and was just productive all morning. I did my yoga, so I'm doing the yoga with Adrian. I don't think that I said that yesterday, but I did day 2 of her January Breathe challenge. I love doing yoga with Adrian. She is phenomenal. She has 9 million subscribers for a reason, because she's great. I do really like that. That's been my favorite thing so far about waking up, is just having that quiet, peaceful morning. Lexi did not wake up early this morning either, so I think that's another big reason why I was able to be more productive, because when the kids are up, I tend to just end up talking to them, or they're talking to me more realistically, or like wanting to cuddle, you know, especially like with Lexi. She's a big cuddle bug still because she's our youngest. I also cleaned the bathroom. I made our bed. Of course, I poured myself a big old cup of coffee, but that's no different than any other morning. So that has nothing to do with the fact that I'm waking up at 5 a.m. I would be making myself a big giant cup of coffee if I was waking up at 7:30 in the morning like I normally do. I was able to get myself dressed, get my hair kind of put together. I didn't really do anything to it. I thought about straightening it or curling it, but I just didn't really feel like it today, but I did get my makeup done. And I did all of this before I had to start working at 7:30. I also helped Mark with the girls, like getting their hair ready for school. Lexi got up and got dressed and ready for my sister-in-law to come and pick her up for the day. So yeah, it's been a super productive morning. I feel really good. So yeah, hopefully that will continue throughout the rest of the week. Good morning. We are on day 4 of this challenge, and I didn't do an update like this yesterday, so let's talk about yesterday first. Yesterday, day 3, was definitely the most like sluggish feeling type of morning that I've had so far. And I know that it was because I stayed up too late the night before, so I didn't go to sleep until probably like 11:30, which, yeah, yikes, that's like less than 6 hours of sleep probably that I got that night. So when my alarm went off yesterday, I woke up at 5, but I hit the snooze button way more times. Actually, Mark had to like wake me up the first time my alarm went off. He said it was going off and going off, and it woke him up, and I was still snoozing. So he woke me up, and then I turned my alarm off, and then I was like awake, but kind of very groggily awake, very sleepily laying there awake. So I let my alarm go off a couple more times. It was probably closer to 5:30 before I rolled out of bed, whereas the 2 days before that, I had been getting up like by 5:15 at the latest, and like up and out of bed. So yeah, it was just like a slower moving morning. Yesterday I was working on YouTube stuff, so I had to do the thumbnail and do the description and link some affiliate links. It was our spa day video, if you saw that one. So there was, you know, a little bit to do. That takes time. It takes longer than you might think that it does if you don't do YouTube. But I did do my yoga. I've been doing that consistently every day, and that's been probably like my most, like the best thing for me about these mornings is being able to have enough time to do yoga when it's still really quiet in the house. Everybody else is sleeping, so I can really take time, and it's almost like a meditation type of yoga with this program that I'm doing. That's pretty much all I accomplished, I think, yesterday morning. I was not nearly as productive as I was the day before. And then this morning, I got up. Mark actually had to get up super early. He's going out of town. He'll be gone tonight, so it'll just be me and Lexi, and I'm going to get the boys later on. So Lexi is finally back at daycare, so I got my yoga done. I actually didn't have any YouTube videos to upload or anything today, so instead I did some reading. I read a couple chapters in a book. That's one of my goals. If you guys are not new here, you know that I'm trying to read 6 books this year, and so I'm making my progress through my very first one of this year. I'm reading The Maze Runner, and I've never seen the movie, don't really know much about the book. My mom bought it for me several years ago at Christmas, and I've never read it, so that's why I picked that one. Of course, I poured my coffee. I drank some of that while I was reading my book, and then I had to get Lexi up and ready for school and took her and dropped her off. But overall, today was a much easier going morning. I felt way more awake and more productive, and I think that's because I was asleep by like 10:30. As long as I get to sleep around 10 o'clock, it seems like I have a really easy time the next day. We've got 3 more days of this, and the next 3 days I think are going to be the hardest because it's a Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday, and I always sleep in on the weekends, like usually until like at least 8 or 9 o'clock. I mean, it's rare that I'm up before 9 o'clock on a weekend morning. We'll just be very real here. So waking up at 5 o'clock on a Saturday and Sunday morning is going to be very interesting. We'll see how it goes.
Excuse me, there's a chef cooking here.
Honey, let's talk about
How awesome I am.
Let's talk about the last 2 days, babe. The last 2 days, day 5 and 6. So Friday morning and today, which is Saturday morning, not so good. I don't even know why. Like, my alarm went off both days at 5 a.m. just like it has been all week, and I just couldn't pull myself out of bed. I just laid there. What I do instead is lay there and listen to my alarm go off about, I don't know, how many times?
You do that even when you get up at 9 o'clock.
85 times. Like, my alarm would go off about 85 times, and I pretty much was just laying there in like a, maybe like a half state of consciousness, like kind of awake, but like I think I was dozing off in between the snooze, the alarm going off every 10 minutes. I don't know. Yesterday I did better than today. Today was worse. Yesterday morning, Mark wasn't here. He was in Kansas for work. So he stayed the night there Thursday night into Friday morning. And I was up and out of bed finally around 6 a.m., which is still too long for this challenge. But I mean, like I said, I was kind of halfway awake the whole time, but just never really got out of bed. And then this morning was worse. I was like 7:30 before I finally rolled out of bed. But
also, that's the time when I can come down here, 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Mark?
Right.
I don't know. I'm gonna blame it on my husband for today, why it was so late. I just wanted to lay in bed and cuddle with him because he was gone the night before. Right, babe?
Mm-hmm.
Is it your fault?
Always is.
Okay, but I'm gonna try to finish this challenge on top. We're gonna get up at 5 a.m. on a Sunday morning after a Saturday night date night. We're doing it. Good morning. It is the final day of this week, but I have a confession. Today is Monday, not Sunday. I just decided, you guys, I'm not doing it. I'm not waking up at 5 a.m. on a Sunday after a date night where Mark and I were up late watching sports and drinking and having some quality time together, and we had no kids. Like, who wakes up at 5 a.m. on a Sunday when you don't have kids? That only happens twice a month for us. So, which is probably more than most people do, but I'm sure you can relate that, like, if you don't have kids, why in the world would you get up at 5 a.m.? So, I don't know. I made the executive decision to postpone my final day of this week of waking up at 5 a.m. to today, which is Monday, and I still didn't get up at 5 a.m. It was like 6 when I got up. My alarm went off at 5. I hit the snooze button, but I think I accidentally hit it actually off instead of hitting snooze because it didn't go off again until my husband's alarm actually went off at 6, and then I was like, oh crap, let me get up. But I got up at 6 a.m. I turned our little fireplace on because I was so cold this morning. It's like a chilly, dark, rainy day today, and I was freezing. So I turned on the fire and did my yoga like right in front of our little electric fireplace. Took a shower. Normally I'm an evening shower taker, but I didn't take one last night, and I have to leave the house for work today. So I took a shower, got dressed. I did like a very quick little makeup, got Lexi ready. She's the only kiddo that we had this morning. The girls will be back tonight after school. But yeah, that was my last day of this challenge. So let's go ahead and recap everything and let me decide, like, am I gonna keep doing this, waking up early, or am I gonna go back to my old routine of waking up like 10 minutes before I have to start work? Let's talk about it. So as you can see, I started off this challenge doing so well. I started off with a bang, getting up at 5 or 5:15, like at the very latest, getting all the things done, and then it just kind of fizzled off throughout the week. I guess old habits die hard, and my husband was probably right. As far as if I'm going to continue waking up early, I do want to wake up earlier than the 7:20, like rushing around and just barely having enough time to do anything at all. But I think that time's gonna be more like a 6:30 type of wake up time rather than 5 a.m. Some days it just felt like it was like too much time, you know, like I was just kind of doing things because I had the time, but it wasn't necessarily like any more productive than it would be if I had stayed up late. And I just feel like I'm a little bit more productive. I'm more awake late at night than I am early in the morning. I think this challenge was challenging, but so much fun and definitely worth it. That is it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out the playlist down below and tell everybody that I sent you, and thank you so much for watching, and let me know if you are going to be doing this challenge, if you are a morning person or a night person, and what you think this challenge might be able to do for you. So let me know in the comments and we'll chat down there, and I will see you guys again next time. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye-bye.